Welcome to the 5-Minute Disc. I'm Tim Hast, and our topic today is the clash of priorities. If you have your disc survey handy, we'll be covering the material on page 5, so you might want to follow along. We'll be talking about priorities. Before we jump into the topic, I'd like to review a couple of things. First of all, remember, the goal of any organization is to get stuff done, to move the ball toward the goal. That's what you were hired for, to get stuff done. Your technical skills got you this far, but the way you understand and deal with people will help you rise to the top. It's one of the main predictors of success in business and in life. Second, I want to remind you all personality inventories such as the DiSC are simply asking two either-or questions. The first question, are you direct or indirect? The second question, are you task-oriented or are you people-oriented? This gives us the information we need to create a profile. We use these two questions to move people into quadrants. Those quadrants are D, I, S, and C, which becomes your DiSC profile. Here's a breakdown of each of the styles. If you look at their basic need, you will see D's like winning, I's like recognition, S's like safety, and C's like to be right. For the sake of time, I won't go through each of these. If you'd like a PDF of the chart, just shoot me an email to coach@att.net, and in the subject line say, send me the PDF. What you need to know, what you need to take away from this is simply that D's focus on results, I's focusing on influencing others, S's focus on safety and security, and C's focus on details and facts. You also need to understand that folks in each of those quadrants tend to have distinct priorities that are different and sometimes the opposite of folks in other quadrants. The priorities are action, enthusiasm, collaboration, support, stability, accuracy, challenge, and results. It's important to understand your priorities and the priorities of the people you work with, because priorities are one of the main sources of conflict in the workplace, or for that matter, any place. When people who work together have different priorities, they are more prone to get pulled in the conflict. The conflict escalates and healthy, effective communication goes right out the window. So, if you're a D, remember that results and support will tend to clash. If you're a C, remember that accuracy and enthusiasm will tend to clash. If you're a CD, remember that challenge and collaboration will tend to clash. If you're a CS, remember that action and stability will tend to clash. Wherever you are on the DiSC, you will probably have one primary priority and two secondary priorities, which are on either side of your primary priority. Years ago, when personality styles were pen and paper, inconsistencies would show up on the surveys. With the advent of computerized versions like the one you took online, we're able to account for those inconsistencies. We've discovered that sometimes people have a fourth priority that is sometimes the opposite of their normal style. We call this shading. Let's talk about conflicting priorities. If you're a C, and 47% of you at VKD are Cs, you will value accuracy. And I do want my accountant to be accurate. That priority is followed by stability and the ability and freedom to challenge. Some of you are DCs, so the challenge is going to be important along with results and accuracy. At any rate, if your client is an I, their priorities will be enthusiasm followed by action, followed by collaboration. Your C style might come across rather clinical, or you may tend to conclude that they're flighty and not really focused on the task. If you're a D, your priorities are challenge, results, and action. If you're working with an S, you need to understand that the very priorities that motivate you are actions that will literally shut them down. You take risk, they value safety. You lead the pack, they collaborate. Your priority is results, theirs is keeping things safe and not rocking the boat. Remember, it will be the people on the opposite side of the DiSC from you that will be your biggest challenge. Understanding these differences in priorities is particularly crucial when working with clients. Not understanding their style or their priority can create the wrong impression and severely limit your effectiveness. So as you work with both internal and external clients, remember to pause and read them. Do your best to determine their style, and then do your best to communicate with them and their style using their priorities. Being able to read people, determine their priorities, and communicate with them in ways that honors their priorities will help you in your quest for success. This has been your 5-minute disc. Until next time, this is Tim Hast, wishing you happy counting. Keep in touch. Contact me at coach@att.net.